I've pulled together a quick start beginner's guide to all things non-alcoholic drinks, and I've condensed it down to just 5 easy and actionable tips that talk about everything from common mistakes people make through to giving you tips that are going to help you find the best drinks for your glass. Now, I'm also going to give you some awesome, globally awarded, globally available non-alcoholic drinks that you have to try right away. Tip number 1 is to try the styles you actually like. Now, I know it seems obvious, but I've made this mistake, and the amount of times I see people who reach for a stout when they don't like a stout, or reach for a Sauv Blanc when they don't like passion fruit, is way too high. So start with the styles that you enjoy, get across the different options with those styles, and then from there reach out to a different style. So maybe if you like IPAs, start with the different IPAs, then jump across to a stout and see if you like them from there. Tip number 2 is use insider knowledge and use the information from someone who's trodden down the path before you. I mean, after all, why reinvent the wheel if you don't have to? Now, I know that trying to find information around drinks is also quite difficult and time consuming, so I started Tipple Zero for this exact reason. I'm here to give you all the information you need across all the different styles of drinks, and I can help you find some amazing beers, wines, and spirits. But if we're looking at beers, there are a whole range of options, but I'm going to give you 3 craft and 2 big beer options. The craft options are going to be from Groovy, Big Drop Brewing, as well as Vanderstreek Beer. Now, these guys have everything from a lager, an IPA, and a stout, all the way through to something crazy like a sour. So you're going to cover the full range of non-alcoholic beer with those 3 brands. But I will also say that the big beer brands like Heineken, Carlsberg, and Weihenstephan are not to be left behind. They are doing some amazing things at pulling amazing flavors from their traditional alcoholic options and porting them into non-alcoholic options. So tip number 3 is something that took me forever to get across, and I do not want you guys to make the same mistake. And that is understanding that non-alcoholic drinks and alcoholic drinks are not made equal. Or put another way, it is understanding what non-alcoholic drinks are simply not. Now, I want to use the gin as the example here, and in this instance, you're never going to get that big deep burn in the back of your throat or sheen from the alcohol, because simply there just isn't any. So you're not going to be able to have that really heavy heat that fills your mouth. But once you realize you are going to get way more flavor, you kind of realize that they're not to be drunk neat, but they're to be drunk in a cocktail and mixed up and kind of created, and use some creativity to really get the maximum out of them. Once you are across that and you're able to really use them in the way they were intended, you can make some amazing drinks and really feel like you are part of the party with your very own cocktail. Now, while I'm talking about the gins and the different styles of liquors, I will say that you should try some amazing globally available options. If you're looking for a dark spirit, the Mister range is brilliant. The big brands like Lyre's and Seedlip, as well as some Knocktail ready to drink options and Sea Arch as well. Now, if you are in Australia, I would also recommend getting your hands on the Yes You Can range, which is a beautiful range of ready to drink Avant spirits, as well as the guys over at Seadrift. Okay, tip number 4 is to get your drinks into a glass. Now, I know beer drinkers that it is easy to be drinking things out of a bottle or a can, but wine drinkers, you don't drink your drinks out of the bottle. Gin drinkers, neither do you. So beer drinkers, follow their leads and get your drinks into a glass and really enjoy the amazing flavor that comes once you've opened up that drink, given it some air, and it has the opportunity to breathe. Personally, I use my craft beer tasting kit from Spiegelau for my beers. I use my Spiegelau wine glasses for wine, and then I use their tumblers for either water or when I'm making a mixed drink. They're just easy, accessible, and they're pretty cheap as well. Now, while we have just touched on what wine glasses to use, if you are looking for wines, I would highly recommend the sparkling, white, and rosé as a few styles that are perfect at the moment. The reds are kind of catching up. So I would recommend Venada for sparkling, as well as Oddbird, rosés and whites from the team over at Gießen, De La Tortilla, as well as Leet and McGuigan as well. And this brings me to my last tip, and that is to get across all the amazing non-alcoholic drinks options as quickly and as easily as possible. Now, the tips in this video are actually not going to get you there on their own, and they need to be combined with just one more thing. Now, if you combine them with all the tips in this video where I show you the hack, but also the options that you are going to get with just a few clicks of a button, you're going to be on your way to getting the most amazing set of non-alcoholic drinks as quickly and as easily as possible.